So we were all set to talk about the reopening of your hotel, and you get the word last night from ownership. Nope, we're going to keep it closed. So tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah. Obviously, Jason, these are just difficult times. It's no secret with the pandemic, the world shutting down, the financial crisis worldwide. And one of the big sectors that has hit hard is the hotel side and the hospitality side. Santa Barbara Beach and Golf Resort, 350 room hotel, 2,000 acres. Golf course, tennis center, 3 marinas, very large complex, is dependent on the airlift to come into that island. And I think when the ownership looks at that prospect of what that comeback is going to be, both short term and long term, you look at there's some hurdles and some obstacles. And I think they came to the very difficult decision that maybe it's best just to mothball it for a year and reopen it after all of this, everything comes back. As difficult as that decision is, I get it and I understand, but it was not an easy decision. Very difficult decision from ownership to make that decision. We have over 300 employees that their lives are affected, and when you come to these decisions, it's never easy at all.
Yeah, that's a tough one. So,
Yeah.
so how are you feeling right now?
Well, it's as I was telling you earlier, that being in the hotel side, and maybe people that are listening to this or yourself, we've all probably opened some hotels, but we never think about closing hotels.
Right.
And so once you get through that shock, and really, I don't think shock is not the right word, because you get the news, and you immediately want to make sure that your team members have all the support that they can get. It's your, maybe it's my instinct, is that you reach out to them after you give them the bad news of what can you do. And you don't have all those answers that they have, but you have to have those very difficult conversations.
Right.
But then you do have to do the business of closing that resort. And we spend years and years and years optimizing the hotel, from rates and specials and who we sell to and all of this. And now you have to shut it all down.
Right.
And that just takes some time. We had a lot of groups on the books, and now these are not just partners, but some of them are friends, and you want to make sure that transition, that they have all the resources, that you try to help them put that group somewhere and try to help them. And so that's what we're doing right now. So it's really been a roller coaster of personal emotions, because you do become family with many of your colleagues in the hospitality field.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very sad, but you have to do the work and make sure that by doing it, you do it in a professional manner, and make sure that you set up this resort, when it does open, you set it up for success.
Yeah. So what can hotels learn from your experience? Anything amid all this mess?
Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody has that secret sauce of what should I have done. I mean, I think in a year we're all going to be brilliant people saying, if I only would have done this, we would have done this.
Right.
But the reality of it is none of us have gone through any of this. There's no book that says this. I'm old enough to remember 9/11 and the 2008 and 2012 down. This doesn't even compare.
Yeah.
So you do, one of the things that I did early on was just picking up the phone, talking with colleagues, saying, what are you hearing? What are you doing? Listening to shows like yours, just trying to get little nuggets from people and trying to see what is working for other people. But we also reached out to our clients as well. Some of our guests, our long-term guests, some of our group planners, saying, what do you want to hear from us during this time? And for the island of Curacao, we had a whole video series that we're going to do. One of the things that we did probably about a year ago, we have a GM named Rob DeBecker. Shout out to him. He's a great GM, great personality. But we did a whole video series on one of his things. Whenever somebody does something good, we say, he says good stuff. So we did a whole video series from that. So we were going to take, after the shock, after a few weeks, do a video series of, just kind of virtual vacation photos of fishing and seeing at the beach and cooking and golfing and tennis and all the experiences that you get by having your vacation at Santa Barbara Beach and Golf Resort. The problem is that the island of Curacao went on a very, very strict lockdown where the citizens could only leave to go to the grocery store twice a week. So we couldn't get people to the island or to the resort. So we did have to shift some things here and there. But I think all in all, it's really just trying to network and find out what's going on and prepare the resort for when it does open. And because at some point it will open, at some point people will get on the planes and have their vacation. And we wanted to have that communication, that conversation with our guests while we're in this pandemic phase. And we did the best that we could on social media virtually. We did have quite a bit of B-roll that we made the best of it. And then just tried to make sure that our guests and our followers had that virtual vacation experience. We're managed by Benchmark Hotels and Resorts. And so we also went into utilized a lot of their expertise and on how to kind of manage and navigate our way through this time.
Mm-hmm. Well, Scott, I appreciate you talking with me. I know this ain't a great day for you, but I mean, like you said, this is this is crazy. I mean, no one's been through this, and the hoteliers, I think, need to hear from hoteliers most of all. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, again, we're all in this together. It's kind of an overused cliche. I mean, that's one thing that I don't want to hear again. Unprecedented time, all those things that we've heard. But that like I said earlier, the hospitality sectors has been hit very, very hard, and obviously there will be a wrap up period. And so, having shows like yourself and networking and getting pieces of nuggets are just so critical to reopening our business and our industry, because nobody has the right answer, and so to get little bits and pieces from people, I think is critical.
Yep. Again, I appreciate you being on. Thank you.
No problem. Glad to be on. Thanks, Jason.